Some of you will know that in an attempt to lose a bit of weight and to be a lot healthier, I changed my diet quite significantly about 18 months ago. For the most part, this change has been really good and not too difficult. However, that doesn't account for Christmas, because we all have, I think, an unhealthy obsession with what we eat at Christmas time, and this Christmas is no different. Sometime around mid-November, the snacks began to appear in the house, mostly Twiglets. I love Twiglets, and it's tempting. I want to eat them, and I want to eat not just a few of them, but all of them, all in one go. Vicky knows to try and hide the Twiglets for me, but I usually find them. As Christmas gets nearer, the cheese starts to arrive in the house too. All different kinds of cheese, yummy, cheesy cheese. And again, I just want to eat it all. And then the final straw usually comes on Christmas Day as we open the wonderfully generous gifts from friends and family, which invariably include chocolate, which I also want to eat. Now, whilst everything in moderation may make for a good diet, me eating all of the twiglety, cheesy, chocolatey treats in our house at Christmas time is not conducive to a healthy lifestyle. Nevertheless, that is what I want to do. The temptation is hard to resist. The next few verses in our passage in Galatians have something to say about resisting temptation. So I say, live by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. It's important, I think, that we understand what's meant here by flesh and by spirit. It's not that there are two different parts of me fighting for control. It's not mortal combat between my body and my soul to try and get me to behave. You can't split a person up like that. Rather, this is all about the difference between what our sinful, broken selves desire and what God, the Holy Spirit, is guiding us to. Whilst God created all of us good, our rebellion, our sin has perverted the goodness of God. It means that we are often selfish and self-indulgent. Our default is to look to our needs first, our comfort first, our pleasure first, and then maybe to think of others. But God's way, Jesus' example, love, is not selfish, it is self-giving. It looks to others before ourselves. The conflict is not between two different parts of me. It's between the way I am and the way that God is calling me to be. The way I am keeps returning to selfish and self-destructive practices. The way God is calling me to be is to live as He designed me to. It's a better way. The way I keep returning to the fridge for another bite of cheese. The way I know I should be resists such temptations. The best thing about this conflict for me is the fact that it's not a battle that I fight alone. It's a battle that is fought alongside God the Holy Spirit who dwells within me. God the Holy Spirit who equips me, supports me, guides me. We are all called to live according to the ways of the Spirit, rather than giving in to the temptation to sin. Today I'd encourage you to write down one thing which you do from time to time which you know is wrong, something that you know is not of God. It might be something you do, it might be something you say, it might be the way you think about someone or something. Write down that thing. It might be something that you know is selfish rather than self-giving. It might be something that you know that you do or think or say that is not loving. It might be something that happens with everyone or something that just one individual really gets your goat about. Write it down, and as I close, spend a little bit of time in prayer. Pray that God the Holy Spirit would help you to overcome it. Pray that you might live according to His ways rather than your own. Commit with Him to doing things differently.